Hello everybody, it's me, Juniper Bloom Mystique. I'm coming on today to do another video of many things. A Shining Light into the Darkness based series 1. Another episode of that. And this one is going to be on something that recently happened that I wanted to kind of know a little bit more about, especially since I work both sides of this situation in ways, and I'll explain that. But who I am is the Ascension Master, a Master Healer, and a Divine Guide. I have been doing things to bring about the Ascension for 3 years' time, and healing and doing all kinds of amazing things. And one of the things that kind of came to me to do was missing people, unsolved cases, for a reason, especially particular to the Ascension journey. And so I did them, and that is why I do these. They spark my interest. It is something that I can tune into, that I have had confirmation on, and quite the story to be told with doing it, to be honest with you. My goal in doing these kinds of videos, unsolved mysteries and missing people and things like that, is not necessarily to help the police. Okay, I've had people comment, if I think I'm going to help the police, I'm basically not good enough. Well, in truth, that's really not my goal. If that were to be the case, then I would do what I tried one time, which was notify them of what I knew, which turned out to be right in that case. However, that is not my goal. That is not, if that it does become the outcome, then great, right? But my true goal in doing these, it takes place in the aspect of who I am and what I do. So I help people heal, I help people ascend. Ascension is truly raising your vibration and going into higher frequencies and awareness and enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, and things of that nature. Okay, that's ascension. The more you heal, the more you ascend. The more you become a light body. That's more ascension. Okay? And that's who I am. That's my purpose. So when I actually do these, I tend to clean them out of the collective energy. That's my base of it. You know, the justice system that we have, from what I know, being a medium, a psychic, whatever you want to call me, right, master healer that I am, is not the same justice that we get on the other side. Okay, it doesn't really clear anything. Sometimes, actually, it creates more karma for the individuals who are, quote unquote, delivering the punishment. I don't know what you would call that. So we have to keep that in mind. But in truth, what people really bestow upon themselves in committing acts such as, you know, criminal mischief and murder and things, is they're creating a reality of that for themselves. Okay, so true karma, true release of things that we have done come from clearing it through karma, right? The word karma. You get what you sow. You reap what you sow. That's what Spirit says. You reap what you sow. Okay, and that's even what Judgment Day is, supposedly, right? That's what Spirit has told me. It's not God going, oh, you did this, you did that, but it is truly just you reaping what you sow. It's all karma-based. And can you clear karma? Yes, we can. And so in truth, that's my purpose in doing these. I like to clear the karma in the air. I shine light into the darkness. That is what I do. That is what I've done for the Ascension across the earth over the last 3 years. So I encourage you to please check out my whole entire channel, especially my Ascension playlist. And then the facts of what I say, and maybe line things up, it's up to you, right? But investigations will benefit you a little bit more, as well as me, and getting to know me. And I would hope that you would expect the same from me in getting to know you, right? Never judge a book by the cover. And so that's kind of the moral of the story, right? Never judge a book by the cover. There's always more than meets the eye. And I tend to believe what my guides and my connection has shown me and taught me over the last few years, and really essentially my whole life. It's just something that we're oblivious to until the need to not be oblivious anymore, in truth, right? We never become something we're not, and I think that's what people maybe get confused about sometimes, right? Like you don't just wake up one day being something that never was in you to become. Okay. Can we redeem? Absolutely. Can we clear the air? Yes, we can. All is always forgiven. But in truth, the only thing that can be forgiven is you forgiving yourself and taking the actions of light repair. Okay? So, thank you for listening to that very important disclaimer and spiel and the reason why I do what I do and who I am. Today's video, I wanted to do a little investigation into something that happened very recently. And it was Stephen Twitch Boss. I think I have that right. Let me double check because, yes, I've seen him many times on TV. I think we all have, right? And this is heartbreaking. This guy he is pure light. I think that's what Ellen actually said with his loss. But yep, Stephen Twitch Boss is what they call him. He's very well known for being with Ellen DeGeneres on her show. He was a dancer, a singer, and then broke into, I believe, acting and other things like that. He died on December 13th, 2022. He was 40 years old. Had a wife and 3 beautiful, lovely children. 3 gorgeous offspring. Such a beautiful family. And even his wife, just honestly to me, looks very sweet. And that is what I know about this gentleman that I am referring to today, Stephen Twitch Boss. Okay, and so I wanted to know what Spirit had to say and what happened to him. Excuse me, I don't know why my throat got all a little stuffy. Let me take a sip real quick. I really truly wanted to know, and today I got the nudge as it was. I think I actually got the nudge to do another video the other day too, but then this one came to me today. They're coming back around in my energy, okay? For those who don't know me, my twin flame had died and I had some mishaps, and so I quit doing the videos for a moment. And so this is me getting back on the horse that I fell off, right? So to speak. So enjoy. I hope you bear with me and enjoy and at least get something out of it. Okay. Now, Stephen Twitch Boss, like I said, was 40 years old. He was very talented, gorgeous, very happy, and very vibrant, yes. And I believe they said he died by suicide, was what I think I heard. And that something about they know the cause of his death, and it has been closed, right? And that's what I knew, and I'm like, okay, well... And it is a kick to the gut. It is a blow to the system. Now, when I had began this video, I had mentioned that I work both sides of this. So I actually work on the 988 line, okay? I deal with people who are in the middle of attempting suicide, want to commit suicide. I deal with this daily through my degree, through the other side of me, as well as the healer side. So there's both sides, and that's why I'm kind of dealing with this one, or at least being exposed to this one on both sides, okay? So I'm very familiar with suicidal ideation, why people might go to the avenue of killing themselves, you know, or attempting suicide. How many times people contemplate it is way more than you would actually realize. It's amazing to know, because there's a really big chunk of our society that deal with this on a daily, okay? We suffer inside. And so when I heard that, I'm like, oh, dang, I really have to do this video, right? I really relate to this guy. I want to know what was going on. He looked so happy. He looked so vibrant. And that's the way he presented himself. There seemed to be no issues. From the outside perspective, he just seemed to be such a great guy, living such a perfect life, and you can tell he loves his kids, and oh yes he does. So he's still kind of in between. He's still in life review on the other side, and he is in life review. So that'll give you a little insight to what happens to us when we do die, especially if we do commit suicide, because I asked how he died, and I got the visual. They showed me what he did, and he did it. Okay, he did commit suicide. We're not even supposed to use that word, so saying that was like, no. He did kill himself. He did choose to take the avenue of taking his own life. And that is what they showed me. They showed me the visual, and you'll have to forgive me because it is so new. He is such a vibrant light, and it's hard to believe and hard to fathom and hard to understand that even somebody was suffering so much, right, without even knowing, and they chose the avenue of taking their own life. Now you would think, you could tell he loves those kids and all these other kinds of things, and it's like, why would he choose something like this? And so I wanted to tune in. I'm like, well, did he really? You know, what really happened in this situation? And he really did choose death by suicidal ideation, by suicidal means. And what I got is the visual. You'll have to forgive me for. I'm kind of skirting around it because I got the visual. He was crying. He was shaking. I can see him thinking and contemplating, but it's like deep despair. Okay, it's like I can feel this deep despair, like I have no way out, I have no way out, I have no way out. I just keep hearing I have no way out, and he put the gun into his mouth, and he shot himself, and that is what I see, okay, that's what I saw, and I know that's gruesome, because what I see is gruesome, and not only do I see it, I kind of feel his sudden shock. It's like a quick switch that went out for him. And he is still in life review. So even though he did that, he's going in life review, and he's going with God, right? Like there's, some people believe if you commit suicide, you go into what is called like a purgatory or something like that, and that's not the case, okay? It doesn't mean that that's a good way out, because it's not. It does put you backwards. It does have to be recognized, and it is recorded into your Akasha records, right? It is something that we have to heal and move past and towards and out of, even on the other side. And so is suicide the answer? In those moments, those individuals truly believe it is, right? That's the only option they have. And so that's kind of what I hear with him. There's something about major fear, okay? Like I have this fear and I can feel it in my gut. I'm just so afraid, and I know something big is about to happen. That's the feeling I get in my gut before the gun goes to the mouth and the trigger is pulled. And I feel like it has to do with truths. I feel like it absolutely has to do with truths. And I know that sounds like, well, why are you saying that? Because he put the gun in his mouth? Well, kind of, right? Like, I feel like it does relate. I feel like it had to do with his truth. I feel like what I got here is he knew something big was coming. His judgment was clouded, so he was not thinking clearly. He had secrets, and he had deep despair, okay? But he didn't see a way out. But then I also tuned into the fact that, like it says, not in his right mind, kind of like energy manipulation, right? Like I've talked about darkness before and how it gets in our head space, and there's all this like lower vibrational tone, right? And that is absolutely vibration, and this absolutely can be dark. It can be, okay? And I do feel like there was a side of that with him, but I feel like so what I actually wrote this down was he was trying to like redeem his soul. So I wrote down save his soul, but I hear soul redemption. And so it's almost like in his mind he thought this was the way to redeem himself. I don't, the secrets, there's like a big thing around secrets that's not my place to tell. So it's not like they're really telling me, right? There's some stuff here that is not wanting to be known at this time, but also was a reflection on the way he was feeling in the end. Is he had secrets, he had things that he knew, he had things that he just knew, and maybe he shouldn't have known, and there was a lot of fear, there was deep despair, he felt pressured, I don't know what about, and he knew something big was coming. What the big thing is, I'm not sure. It's just a feeling that I get in his stomach where it's like I'm anxious and I know this is going to be big and I don't see a way out and I have to do something in order to redeem myself. Why would suicide be redemption? I don't know. There's things he doesn't really want to be coming out that way, right? Like, it's not my place. So that's their space. That's their karma to clear. That's their information to know and to tell. And that's kind of what I'm hearing here. Like, I don't yeah, I just keep, it's kind of like there's multiple energies. He's surrounded by lots of people all the time, and I feel like as far as the secrets new is, it's layered, right? This is layered secrets, but it also has something to do with him redeeming himself. He just really wanted, he didn't see a way out. That's the main point that they want to get across here. It's not me maybe telling the secrets, but the fact that they didn't see a way out. It was deep despair. He didn't see a way out, because to choose something, and he wasn't in his right mind. So as I'm tuning into this emotion, because he is still processing and he's very raw, it's very raw. But he had 3 beautiful children that he loved deeply, and to choose something, to take yourself out of their life and to change their future so drastically had to be a big choice. It had to be a big choice, because he may have not been in his right mind, but he was not like an insane person. Like, he was most of the time clear-minded, very vibrant light. I would agree with that. Very happy, bubbly, dancing, was very much so into vibrations and things and tones and tunes, and you know, he would even think about the future. And so if what I'm hearing is even if you would like talk to his wife or something, like, he wouldn't speak about this. It was about the future. And so one would not think, one would not think that this was going to be his avenue. This, and I did write the word coercion down right after I wrote down clouded judgment, because I do channel these a little bit in the here and the now, and right before I get on, just to see, you know, like, do they even want me to know what happened? And then I immediately hit record. So that's kind of how I roll. But for whatever reason, he was in so much deep despair and fear. The fear was huge. He knew something big was coming. He couldn't, it's not like he knew exactly what, but it's more of a feeling, like, I have such, like, I know something big is coming and I'm scared. And this is me redeeming myself. Now, I will tell you, when you commit suicide, you go through a little different of a life review. That's what they're telling me. And I can see the process, because I know I do them. When I processed a lot of souls for the ascension, I did life reviews on them. Like, it was weird. I didn't know what was happening at the time, but I do now. Like, I can see everything they went through. You feel their emotions. You write their story. You know their story. It's then recorded in the Akasha Records. That's very real. It's a life review. It documents what you've learned. It documents what you need to clear, right, out of the collective soul type of a thing, because we are all connected. So I think what I'm trying to say here is Twitch was connected. He knew things, he saw things, he felt things, but at times I'm hearing it was a little distorted, okay? And when you commit suicide, you go through, I don't know why I'm saying it that way, when you choose to take your life, you go through a different sort of a life review. It's just almost like you have to take it deeper through the layers of why, right, and record it all, and it's stuff you have to heal and you have to clear. It's not something that goes away. You reap what you sow, right? But it is something that you have to clear out of the karma cleanse, out of the karma collective soul. And so keep that in mind. That is what he's going through right now. There is, I don't want to say regrets, but he wasn't exactly in the clear mind. He now he can see a little clearer, and there was other avenues that he couldn't see at the time. And that is what he is saying. Sometimes when we get into those deep emotions, we do things in the moment of despair. And if we just wait in time for those moments to pass, we can get through them. And that's what he's recognizing here. And that's validating for me, because this is a conversation I've had many times. Even creating space and safety and distance from those moments of deep despair and pain, and just it gets overwhelming. And so when we allow those emotions to pass, sometimes we can see clearly again. And I feel like that's, he was very secretive. They were not, he was a good person, and I feel that through and through. And he says his wife is a very good mommy, and his kids are in good hands, and things will be seen clearly. That's what he is saying. Things will be seen clearly as they are meant to, and they will be okay. She will remarry, even though it's not something that's like, yay, I know that's very sad, but there's an essence of it will be okay, things will move on. She will find a new love, the kids will be okay. Those kinds of energies are there. And so it's an energy of moving on, and things will process clearly. Things will be okay as they're meant to be. He is very apologetic for what he has done to cause any pain and any harm. He will spend a lot of time around those kids and directing them and helping them in every way that he can. And I feel like there is two of them, but one has I want to say it's like the middle child. There's something special with the middle one, for sure. They all are, but I'm just recognize there's something in the middle one and then the little one of his children especially. Not that they all aren't, but it's just what I'm reflecting upon is what he wants everybody to know. He regrets some of his actions. He regrets some of his choices, especially on his career path. He is validating that. But he takes everything to heart. He lives by his heart. He followed his heart. And that was the world that he created in. And that was part of his redemption. And in saying that, I want to cry. Because that's his emotions. So those are his messages that he wanted to give out today, is give things space and time, because emotions can become so overwhelming. They cloud our judgment. They cause us to do things and think things and accept things we may not otherwise do. And when we do give that space and time, we can find hope, we can find healing. We truly can. There are ways out, and that's his message, and that his kids, he knows his children are in good hands. His wife is beautiful. That's the energy I feel. This had nothing to do with her, and everything to do with what was inside of him, and something to do with his truth, because I'm drawn to his throat, which also makes sense for the way I see him shooting himself. So whether he actually shot himself that way, or if that's just how they want me to represent it, because I know he shot himself in the head. I know he put the gun in his mouth and he pulled the trigger, and I see the tears coming down, and for a second he almost pulled it out, and then it just went boom. He was able to force that. He said he thought about it a couple times, in truth, so this was not the first time he had thought about it. This is not the first, almost, I guess you would call, attempt, but it is the time where he got over the fear of it. But it was also based in deep fear and redemption. He knew something big was coming, and I mean big. This is not just little big. This is not just soul level big. He knew something big was coming, and he was trying to redeem himself. And he didn't see a way out, but he sees it now. And so for that, he is regretful, but he knows everything will be okay. And he's thankful. He's thankful to his fans, and somehow it's actually going to carry on, and that's what they're showing me within his kids and his wife. They're going to do something to carry something on in his memory. And so you haven't heard the last of him, and that is what he is saying. Okay? So much love to all of you. Thank you for joining me on this video, and please do take care of yourself. And if you ever are in a moment of deep sorrow and pain and despair and you want somebody to talk to, I encourage you to even call out to 988. You can call out the National Suicide Lifeline, Colorado Crisis Line, whatever you feel the need to call out, to reach out. There is somebody that would be there. There is somebody that is willing to sit with you in that pain, because in truth, that's what we truly all need. So much love to all of you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, take care.